Yo, YouTube, how is everyone doing today? We're back on a
Back.
Wednesday after being incredibly lazy for the last week. We are back with episode 21 of the Cage Lions podcast. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm Michael and I've got the beard. That over there is Benny. He's got the hat.
Repping UMass today, boys. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir, I'm repping UMass as well because we're under 1 week. We're under 1 week. We're almost there.
Almost. That's crazy.
I had
That is
I had
so
a
weird to
I had
think
a
about.
thought last night. I was writing before I go to bed, and I was like, I'm living on my own in 6 days.
Yeah, that's wild. It's
It's
weird to think
so
about.
nerve-wracking, like, and just like a flood of like every emotion ever just rushed through me, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
it's like 12 in the morning. I need to go to bed.
Yep, I
It
feel
was
that.
wild, dude. It like I honestly just don't know how to put it. Like, there's just it's inexplicable. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I get that every once in a while too. It's just like I won't be thinking about it, and then I'll be like, "Shit, like this is happening." So
Right, dude. But like
it's good
it's
stuff.
a lot more excitement than anxiety when it's all said and done.
Yeah,
All
facts.
right. So for anyone watching today, one, we appreciate you tuning in live
Woo.
pod today. That's pretty good. That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We're going to be talking a lot about the NFL. We're going to go through divisional weekend. We're also going to preview the conference championship. We're going to do a couple little segments for you, a couple little general talking points. We're going to go through the MLB real quick because a lot has been done, and not necessarily anything I like as a Red Sox fan, but we're interested.
Yeah,
More
it's
on that
baseball.
later. And then we're going to wrap it up with a little bit of esports and gaming because there's like some discussion points because and I'm not the only creator that feels like this. There's not a lot going on in gaming right now.
It's weird. I feel like there usually is, at least for like game launches, like first quarter,
Right.
early in the year.
And
Maybe it's just too early. Maybe it's because like COVID. I don't really know.
yeah, gaming feels kind of chalked right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially Warzone, but we'll talk about that a
Yeah.
bit. So, lead off. Some NFL things happened over the last week or so. Oh, I completely forgot. So, we're recording this on a Wednesday because we missed Tuesday's upload and we've done a lot of thinking and just like how the podcast is supposed to work and we looked at how our Tuesday episodes were in terms of length and content and like, hype and stuff like that. And then we looked at how Thursdays were and there was a huge discrepancy between the two because we'd be
Yeah.
able to get a 60, 80 minute episode out on Tuesday, and then Thursday would come
Easy.
around and be like 35, 40 minutes of us just being like, okay, this happened, cool, see you Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to move to be doing is uploading once a week on Wednesdays, and we're going to have bangers. Only bangers.
Facts.
We're gonna be putting out 90-minute, 120-minute episodes of us sitting down, shooting the shit, talking everything that's going on in sports, gaming, all of it. Because
And we might be in the same room.
that's true.
Probably will be in the same room.
Next episode might be in the same room against all odds, but
That's weird to think about.
that's very weird to think about. I also do not have my act together for any part of that.
I don't
Fuck it.
think anybody does.
We'll figure
Fake it till you make it.
it out. So, but yeah, we're going to be doing this on Wednesdays around this time every week, but Tuesday and Thursday uploads will no longer be a thing. They'll now be Wednesday evening uploads, which
Yes.
I'm kind of excited for, honestly, because I feel like Wednesday is
Yeah.
like a big day. Like, that's when a lot of podcasts come out.
Hmm.
Like, I know the F1 podcast I listen to, Shift F1, shout out them. That drops Wednesdays when like during the season. There's PMT episodes on Wednesdays, stuff like that. So
And it's
kind of
just yeah, we don't have to try to stretch content that happened
yeah,
from like Tuesday night to like
Thursday
Thursday
morning.
morning. Yeah, we don't have to try to like talk about 20 minutes about like what we think of Tom Brady's pregame outfit. So
Speaking of pregame outfits, who was wearing like? Did you watch the inauguration at all today?
I did not.
Did you? Some lady was wearing like Dior Jordan 1s.
I did see a picture of that though. Someone posted that. That was like all over Instagram and
And I
Twitter.
was
That
like,
was awesome.
I saw that live and I was like, wait, that's a Jordan 1. I was like, that's some drip.
Yeah,
I
that was
respect the
heat.
hell out of that.
And then wasn't it the dude who like sang the national anthem was like going around without a mask and like hugging everybody? Somebody was doing that. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, well,
No, Lady Gaga sang the national anthem, and it looked like she was like from the Hunger Games, like from the
oh,
Capitol.
she did.
Yeah, she had like a huge like bird pin on her chest, and it looked like a mockingjay. And I was like,
It's some symbolism going on.
I was like, all right. But I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
everyone there looked great. Like the outfits were
yeah,
awesome. A lot of drip,
some
a lot
drip.
of drip.
Love to see it.
Dude, I was telling my mom because she was telling because I like never like this is the first one I've like paid attention to
Hmm.
just because I'm old enough now for some
Yeah,
reason. But she was like, oh yeah, like usually like at the time I was talking to her earlier today, she was like, yeah, like today they'd be like at a luncheon with all the senators, and like tonight there'd be like a huge ball, and I was like, I gotta freaking know someone on Congress. That ball sounds electric.
yeah.
Like that's
Damn,
gotta
that's like the
like
most powerful people in the world. That's crazy.
yeah, dude. Like that's gonna be like I'm already so in on like dressing up and like going to like an elegant party. Like that's
Oh, I
just who I
love that.
am. That like
Yeah,
and like this is like level 2 of that.
exactly. I mean, dude, I've always thought that um politics seems like so easy, like the people say like their ideas.
It's just
It's
like
like so easy to just be like, "Oh, why don't we just do it this way?" So I've like thought I could be like a politician, but I also don't really want to get into that world because it seems like there's a lot of shady shit and like terrible people.
right.
But
I think it's a 50-50. For every good person there's an equal and opposite bad person.
yeah,
So,
I 100% agree.
yeah. But I
But
mean,
yeah,
I was like, holy shit, I gotta get in on this.
exactly. And I mean, I'm not saying I feel like every time there's a new president, it's like there's gonna be change, and I'm like
Right.
interested to see what that change is gonna be because again, for the first time, I'm old enough to be like, oh, like these are the new policies. Like this is what he's gonna change. This is what he's gonna undo. This is what he's gonna keep.
Right.
And
It's interesting to see.
um, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like obviously I'm not gonna start talking about what policies of his I agree with and don't agree with, but as a person who, especially with the stock market. I'm excited to see what happens with that,
Yeah.
and also what his going forward, how like we're gonna beat COVID or whatever. What's gonna happen with that?
Yeah.
So
100 million vaccinations in 100 days sounds pretty good to me.
yeah,
Just
change is always interesting.
yeah. I'm excited to see how it turns out though. It'll be I know
Yeah.
like it's weird because like just from like a global point of view, like a lot of other nations were paying attention to this. Like not just like usually we hear like when like oh a new Canadian president or new British prime minister or anything like we
Mhm.
usually hear about that but like not really to this degree.
Yeah,
But it's interesting. I don't know.
exactly.
All right, I don't know anything about politics. I do kind of sort of know about sports.
Let's talk about sports.
The Jets hired the Niners defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh. They fucked up. They hired another defensive minded head coach. Who's gonna tell them,
And
boys?
I mean, to be fair, the Niners defense was like pretty lethal
It was.
for when they were all healthy.
It was.
So
You're right.
that'll be interesting. Cause he was a decent defensive coordinator, but yeah, I don't think the Jets have made a smart move since I've been like paying attention to football.
I agree. I didn't know
I
who
don't
the
know
hell
what it
Sam
is.
Darnold was until he threw like 5 interceptions against the Patriots and said he was seeing ghosts.
That was hilarious and terrible that they got that on camera. Poor guy, but
Yeah.
funny. I mean, we'll see, I guess.
But the thing is, the Niners defense, I feel like had some weapons.
Yeah, true. And
Jets defense has the
Jets
Jets
don't have
defense.
anybody.
You know who the Jets defense stud was before they traded him? Blitz boy.
Jamal Adams.
Blitz Boy is who they had
Yeah.
before. They traded him to Seattle, who also didn't have a defense. Ah, good old
It's
Jets, dude.
yeah, well, I mean, who knows? I feel really bad for Sam Darnold because I don't think you agree with me here, but I think he's like has actually a decent amount of potential and it's just not getting tapped at all.
Okay, so my thing with Sam Darnold is I could see the potential. Like like he definitely has some talent that I see, but it's gonna take a certain coach and a certain team to really tap into that. You can see
Yeah.
flashes of greatness, but if you want to peel the wrapping paper off 100%, you have to get him in a system that fits. And
Yeah.
Adam Gase was just not that.
He
I don't know
reminds
what
me
Adam Gase was, but he was not a good NFL head coach.
no. He reminds me of a weird mixture of Carson Wentz and Kyler Murray. Like not the good of both, like the good and the mostly the bad of both, but like I think he's more mobile than Carson Wentz, but he also has a bad habit like Carson Wentz does of like roaming around in the pocket and in the backfield and then just like either throwing a pick or taking a bad sack. Um, and then the Kyler Murray comparisons because he is a mobile quarterback. He's like had some really good runs, but I mean put him in a good system with a decent O line, and I think he can actually be like a good quarterback.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But
It's
I
not
don't
going to
know.
happen on the Jets.
No, it will not happen on the Jets. Won't happen on the Jets, won't happen on the Lions. The problem is the
Exactly.
Lions got a new head coach, and I don't think that head coach wants to give up Matt Stafford, which is a huge problem for me
Yeah.
because I want Matt
Same.
Stafford.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Matt Stafford, is he content with being like paid really well and being like Detroit's guy
Well, he's under contract.
forever?
He's under contract through the 2023 season. So he's got
Yeah.
3 more seasons on his contract. And I think
Mhm.
the Patriots have bills right now. So I think they're willing to take that cap space.
I think so too. But and I was listening to Part of My Take, and apparently the new coach is like super like gritty, and he's gonna be like tough. He's like the type of coach to. I think he did. It was like his first day on the job in like Miami, and he was having them run like Oklahoma drills. Like first thing, I was like, he's like, all right, Oklahoma, let's go. Um,
I love
and
Oklahoma
I don't think
drills.
Matt Stafford. I don't think that's good for him. Like, yeah, he's really tough, really gritty, but I don't think he should be running QB powers because like
Yeah,
that's
he's a pocket quarterback,
yeah.
which Josh McDaniels I don't think is a very good power offensive coordinator.
No, I
Too
mean
many
we saw
third
it
and
this year.
17 screens for us to.
Yeah.
but
Yep. Like like a lot.
like
Like one or two
en-
a game.
enough for me to think, why are we throwing these screens every game? And enough for me to say, here comes a third and 17 screen, and it happens.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's just it's terrible.
Did it ever work?
No,
Like why
no.
did they keep
There
going
there
back to it?
there were like 1 or 2 times it might have been 3rd and 7, and James White like juked 3 guys out of their shorts.
Okay, yeah.
That doesn't
But like
happen every time.
no. There is a huge QB. Do we want to talk about the QB carousel now or at the end of like the other two things we have
Let's
to talk about
let's
for
talk about it
NFL news?
now
Okay.
because Philip Rivers retired
Yes.
today, or was it yesterday or today? I
Um,
want to
I
say it was
think
today because I saw the headlines and stuff
I
today.
think it broke today, but people were like, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. So
So, first of all, do you think he's like actually retiring? Do you think he's done for? Do you think he's ever gonna play another snap?
I'm gonna say he's done. Like I think he's done, just because he's played 15 years. Wait, yeah, 15 years, and I don't think that he can. I don't think that any team is going to contract him,
Yeah.
especially because it has to be enough money to draw someone out of retirement. And I
Hmm.
don't like he made the decision to retire, and I don't think that any denomination of money in his real like in what his value is as a quarterback right now is going to get him there. And so I'm not saying he had a bad career at all. It
Yeah.
He definitely had some wasted talent in San Diego, but
I
I
think
don't think anyone's gonna contract him ever again.
I think
Just
for
my opinion.
him, yeah, I think for him right now, it's more about winning than money, and I can't see any team in like a contending place
Yeah,
picking him as who they want.
I
But I
agree.
also wouldn't be surprised if he signed for like 1 year, like $15 million and like bumfuck. But I don't know.
I think I saw on Bleacher Report that he had a high school football job and a head coaching job in Alabama lined up.
Oh yeah, so
So I mean that'll be pretty cool. That's honestly that's like the ultimate retirement job.
oh
You
yeah,
just
that's
like retire
sick.
from professional sports and then you just go like imagine you get told from like your athletic director, yeah, our next your football coach next year is Philip Rivers.
That would be insane.
I'd be like, holy shit.
He's a super smart guy.
Yeah.
Like
His football
defenders would
IQ is
line
really
up.
high.
Defenders would line up and he'd be like you're lined up in the wrong place. And then like
Throw
they
like
would
40 yard
be.
touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
I loved
So
his shit talking. Him
it
talking
was he
shit
would
on the
never
football field.
swear.
Be
And he
like,
would never
dadgummit.
swear. Yeah, it was so funny. And
Oh
people would
my
get
god.
rattled because they're
They
not
would.
used to that.
The defensive ends, like whenever he would like take a hit after a play and he would just keep talking to him, they would get so pissed off.
The
Something
like
about
ref would have to come over.
yeah, the ref be like, all right, all right, all right. Yeah. Oh my god. Just one time the ref told him, fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was funny.
But
98-yard touchdown.
90-yard touchdown.
All right,
uh
so we got four impending free agents,
Hit
one
me
of
with him.
whom is Philip Rivers. So he's out. I don't think he'll be coming back this
No.
season. Maybe in the future, who knows? Um, Cam Newton, Dak Prescott, and Mitch Trubisky.
I could see I don't believe Cam Newton gets a starting job somewhere. I could see him backing up somewhere.
Do you think he'd be
Um
down to do that? I think he thinks he's like a starter or nothing.
yeah, I I could see him being a backup for like the Ravens since they
That'd be
already have a
cool.
power
That'd be really
offense.
cool. That would be really, really cool.
I could see him
RG3, Cam Newton, and
no,
Lamar Jackson.
RG3 got cut.
Oh, really?
RG3, Mark Ingram and two others were released
Mark Ingram got
yeah. I would love to
damn.
see Mark Ingram Patriots. But we already have like 7 running backs who are all really good.
Yeah, we do. And he's like just he's kind of a power back.
Here's a power back. I think Sony Michel's our power back.
Yeah.
Um,
And okay, so Cam Newton, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. That would be cool what you said. I'd like that. Dak Prescott, I think he's gonna get a bag in Dallas and he's gonna stay there.
he's
I,
going to
I
get
can't see
six
him going
bags.
anywhere else.
He's going to get
You
paid.
think he'll make more money than
Than Pat Mahomes.
Mahomes?
Dude, there's no way Jerry Jones puts him under like a 10 year. Because the only way you can
He's
do that kind of thing
yeah,
is if it's like a 10 year, like if you sign him for like 12,360
yeah,
is the only way you can do something like that. But
yeah.
I don't. I firmly do not believe that he could uh get more money than Pat Mahomes. And if he does, Jerry Jones is an absolute moron.
Jerry Jones, they're so weird about paying people in Dallas. They have so much money and they like Zeke, paying Zeke. They waited so long and I think they made him feel like shit because he was like, I want money. Like I'm a good running back, and they're like, eh. And he kind of didn't play great this year, but
Hmm?
we'll see. And Trubisky, I think the Bears might stick with Trubisky.
You think so?
I like he kind of was playing pretty well at the end of the season, and what's his name? Uh, the Nick Foles that didn't work out. He, I don't think the Bears are gonna look back. I don't think he's gonna be with the Bears for much longer. But he is still under contract, so they'd have to trade him or cut him. But
Yeah. I
I
think
think Mitch Trubisky played pretty well the second half of the season.
they should give Mitch Trubisky like 5 years, 85 million. He's worth a good
I
amount of
was
money. He's
thinking
not worth, or maybe like 3 years, 57 or something.
I was thinking like 1 year,
Maybe like a
to
1 year deal.
see
Okay,
see if he like keeps it up how he was playing towards the end, and
I
if
like that.
not, then it's like not a big investment. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Bears were like never mind. But I think he's a starting quarterback
Yeah,
after the end of the season this year. I think he played well enough.
he did not perform badly at all. And the reason that the Bears could not get into the playoffs, could not hurdle into the playoffs, were one because the Washington football team got in, but two because they had Nick Foles, and Nick Foles went like 1-5 as a starter,
Yeah,
and they stuck
and
with like I don't. Then they
and
fell
having to
into a
play the
QB
Saints,
crisis.
they had to play the Saints, which just like kind of sucked for them.
Yeah.
That was tough. The Saints defense played pretty well.
Oh wait,
All
no, the
right,
Bears did go in.
yeah.
Oh shit, I thought they didn't make it. I'm
They
yeah,
lost
they got.
first round.
Oh right, they got beat like 21-9 by the Saints.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so there are 9 trade cut candidates. The first of these, Derek Carr.
Derek Carr in New England
That would be cool. I'd be
makes
down with
makes
that.
more sense the more I think about it,
Yeah.
but I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed, but amazing first half of the season, and then they couldn't win a game the second half. They're projected to be a playoff team.
All right, so one of my buddy who lives in Indiana, big Colts fan, says Colts QB situation and predictions go. So the QB situation in Indianapolis right now is sublime. It's not fantastic, but at the same time, I could see the Colts signing Mitch Trubisky.
I can see that too. I mean, they
It
do have
doesn't,
Jacoby Brissett, who's not terrible.
yeah, but I don't think I don't, didn't they like pay him too?
I have no idea.
I thought they paid him, but I'm not sure. But it's,
They, they
I
got a filthy O line. They
yeah.
got a really, really good O line in Trubisky. Oh, he's a free agent,
Oh, okay, okay.
so maybe they don't bring him back, and that would be cool. Trubisky. They have a really good O line. Maybe Carson Wentz. They trade for Carson Wentz,
That wouldn't suck.
who
That
again
I mean
terrible O line on the Eagles.
The Colts have a really really big cap space as well. It's like arguably bigger than New England's. So
Sheesh.
I mean they could take that cap hit because they have a good team right now,
Yeah,
and with a really really good quarterback, I think they can make it happen. Roll Colts, baby.
Colts are good. Roll Colts. Yeah, I went to a Colts game this year. It was awesome. They got they have a pretty good offense. Houston is probably still another year from starting. I think we sign or draft.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
I don't think the Colts are in a position to draft. Nope, you're not getting Stafford. New England's getting Stafford. Shut the fuck up.
Stafford's ours.
Stafford is
Um,
mine.
like you guys got pretty good receivers. You got Michael Pittman Jr., young young buck. He played pretty well. You got T.Y. Hilton, who like started off pretty shaky and then toward the end of the season started making some plays. You got a pretty good run game, really good O line. You just kind of need a quarterback who can make some magic happen. Phil Rivers, he really heated up during the season, so did T.Y. Yeah. Um, Phil Rivers just wasn't enough of a playmaker towards the end. So I think um
Yeah, that is
you're
true.
probably gonna hate me for saying this. I think that quarterbacks who got a bad rap, like like Sam Darnold, like Carson Wentz, um, have always had shitty O lines and really bad development because of like the coaching staff. And the Colts are really good. I think you guys are like a quarterback away. And I think you guys could change the narrative on one of these more mobile pocket passers.
Yeah,
Well, you're not even pocket passer, like a more mobile um, quarterback who pretty much throws the ball. I think the Colts could do something great with a lot of QBs. Yeah, I think you guys really could.
the Colts are in a
Probably
good
the most,
spot.
yeah, the most versatile. I think you guys could take the most quarterbacks. Like out of all the quarterbacks, I think you guys have the best chance with like the most of them
Yeah.
to make something good happen. But I would like to see maybe Carson Wentz or Sam Darnold. Because again, you guys got a filthy O line, and just what was happening was their pocket, the Jets and the Eagles' pockets would just collapse, and then Carson and Sam would just try to roll out and either throw something or get sacked, and
Yeah,
that would not happen in Indianapolis. By the way, I love your city. Indianapolis is great. You guys got really good food, beautiful city, really nice people.
I'll second that. Um, just because I don't refute it, but Boston's the
Yeah.
greatest city on earth. All right. Next one. The Lions hired Dan Campbell as their coach, as their head coach. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
puts this. He's an offensive mind, I think.
he was the tight end and assistant coach for the Saints. So, yeah.
That's pretty good. That's a good promotion. Um,
Yeah, seriously.
the
He's
Lions are in a
he's a
shit spot.
great guy.
The Ford family needs to sell the Detroit Lions off to a
Yeah,
team
pretty
that wants to
much.
spend some money.
Mhm.
Just in the name of competitiveness, because the Lions have the literal Hall of Fame quarterback on the All NFL wasted talent team.
Yep.
So get Stafford to New England and out of Detroit. You will like Boston more than
Pretty
Detroit,
much.
I promise you.
Yep.
But yeah, I love the Lions. I think my top four is Pats, Browns, Vikings, Lions. I've loved the Lions. Been a huge Matt Stafford guy pretty much as long as I've watched football. But shit, like we gotta make something happen.
Nothing's happening there. Alright,
Like,
I really, really have to go to the bathroom. I don't know why. I like just went. So I'm gonna be back in like 2 minutes.
alright, you feel so bad for Stafford. Yeah. While we're taking intermission, I'm gonna read chat a little bit. The two ones that you want the most probably won't happen is Deshaun Watson or Matt Stafford, but realistically, probably Darnold or Wentz. The thing is, you're gonna have to trade for Wentz, and Philadelphia fired Doug Peterson to stick with Carson Wentz, so now they don't want to make that trade even more. And so, and you guys are gonna have to give up an arm and a leg for Deshaun Watson, especially because he's AFC South, and it's gonna be very very difficult to pull through. I hope it can be done, but it's gonna be extremely difficult to pull through. And also, I too feel terrible for Matt Stafford. The man deserves none of what he got. But hopefully, this is the most nervous offseason since Luck retired. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's, I mean, did you guys use Brissett as your quarterback last year, like all year, or did you just kind of like go back and forth? Because I don't remember, but all I remember is the Colts like should have. Yeah, you guys did. Okay, and from what I remember, he was okay. Like I know he wasn't great, but he was all right. He was good enough. He played really well until he got injured. I forgot he got injured. That's what kills so many people's careers. It's just injury. All right, he
Back to back.
returns.
Yeah.
All right, and now the last thing that was announced this week for the NFL, Sarah Thomas, the first full-time woman NFL referee, is going to also be the first woman to referee the Super Bowl, which is really cool for sports.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's a really cool moment. I think above all, I value good calls over gender, but it's awesome to see more diversity and
Yeah,
inclusion in the NFL regardless.
pretty much.
Um, I don't have a ton to say on it because, it's like, oh, good for sports. Like,
Yeah, it's just a cool thing to mention. I don't think there's much
yeah,
else to say about it.
yeah, I think it's just great. Great to see more inclusion, diversity in sports. We saw the first all black officiating team this season too. That was really cool to see. But I mean, hey, keep it going.
Yes, sir.
And Des caught it.
Oh my gosh.
Des caught it. That's your friendly reminder.
Weekly reminder.
Um. Oh yeah, and in college, the first woman kicker.
Oh yeah, Sarah
Sarah Fuller?
Fuller.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Sarah Fuller. Yeah, yeah. So all good stuff. All right, let's review divisional weekend.
but
I'm very sad about this, but I'm not like not that sad. So we'll just go Saturday afternoon to Sunday night. Saturday afternoon was Rams versus Packers. Packers won 32-18. Uh,
oh, boring game.
Rams looked like garbage.
Yep, pretty much.
They could not get any forward momentum going at all. It was like it was just hard to watch. The
It was hard to
I
watch.
don't think the Packers wanted it more. They just like didn't. It was just wasn't good. It's like it straight up wasn't good for the Rams. The Rams just did not look like they wanted to win that football game.
Pretty much, yeah. It was
I
just kind of a lame game. It wasn't fun. It wasn't exciting.
the Packers were in control the
Um,
whole time.
yeah. Ramsey did play well. Jalen Ramsey, I didn't even know how good he was doing until I saw his stats against like the top receivers. He would allow like I think his average was like 2 or 3 receptions allowed per
Yeah,
game against like some crazy good receivers. So
I
good for
hope
him.
I hope that Jalen Ramsey wasn't to blame. Like I hope that they didn't say he allowed a touchdown on Devonte Adams on that jet motion
Yeah,
because that wasn't him. What should have happened is the other cornerback or safety should have kicked out and covered him on the pick play.
yeah.
And
It was
I could see it from the box. I was like, that's a touchdown because the guy's not going to kick out and show the cover and match the coverage. But it was like a QB boot, so Aaron Rodgers was straight up going to run it. Like I don't know.
it was that
There, there,
play. It started to happen, and I was like, "Yeah, there's nothing anybody's gonna
I
be able to
saw it
do."
and I was like, this is a touchdown. As soon as he
So
started jet
Devonte
motioning up.
Adams started in motion. I was like, "Uh oh,
Uh oh. Because I think I've ran that play. Like my football team in high school ran that play.
yeah,
Like that was the play we had last year.
yeah,
All right, ooh, here's a hot take. I like this take in our chat. There are good and bad Packers fans, but the bad Packers fans are my most hated NFL fan base by far. I'm going to agree with that
yeah,
hard. Packers fans, Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers, bro.
yeah." Pretty
How
much.
many? There is no argument.
People are forgetting like how good Tom Brady is, and they're talking about like they're not even giving him a chance in this upcoming game. And I'm like, what, do you forget like how good this man is?
Do you forget playoff Tom Brady?
So I think he's gonna come and ruin some people's days, hopefully. But yeah, Packers fans, Steelers fans are pretty brutal.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't hate a lot of Steelers fans. I have a lot of respect for. I don't know. Rodgers. Okay, here's another hot take. Rodgers has a potential to be better, so his ceiling is higher than Brady, but Tom Brady is better overall. Rodgers has the edge this season.
oh yeah, Rogers definitely
I would say
upgrade.
for sure
Rogers gonna be the
because
MVP. He's
Rodgers
my
is.
MVP this year.
So you know what's gonna happen? Packers, if they make the Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers wins MVP, Packers are gonna lose the Super Bowl. No MVP
Really?
has ever won the Super Bowl.
Ooh, true. The MVP curse.
Tom Brady won the MVP in 2018. As soon as he won it, I was like, "Fuck, the Patriots are losing tomorrow."
I mean, yeah, it's like it's also what was I gonna say? Tom Brady. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck, that's awkward. Oh no, I didn't. I remembered. Um, I kind of think Tom Brady wanted to switch divisions so he could play Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees more to kind of assert his his dominance. I mean,
It's
he did
Goat
lose to
Brees.
Drew Brees twice this season. I think that was the first time he's ever lost
Yep, it is.
to the same team twice in a season.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't lose to him 3 times though. But yeah, this is a big game for legacy. Last game was too, but yeah, this game
Especially
is
if the Bucks win like 38-10, like they did when they played Tom Brady during the regular season. I don't want to fucking hear it. Oh, Aaron Rodgers still the goat. Like, oh, the refs beat him. Like, the fuck do you mean? Tom Brady is
yeah,
probably gonna throw 450 yards at Lambeau Field and 4 touchdowns with a pick. and
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is going to throw for like 149.
It is supposed to be a cold game though,
Yeah,
and
but
that does
Tommy
give
played
Aaron
for
Rodgers
20
that edge,
years up
but
here.
yeah. People also forget that. They're like, "Oh, Tom Brady doesn't like playing in cold weather." I'm like,
He did it for 20 years,
"Ooh,
bro.
dominant."
All right,
But yeah,
I
Bills
think
Ravens.
yeah, Bills Ravens.
Should we go through all the games and then do a mini preview of next week
Yeah,
and just like quickly go? Okay, Bills Ravens. This game kind of sucked too.
this game had very Super Bowl 53 vibes. Rams versus
I was
Pats.
like,
It had
I was kind of
very
thinking it, and you texted me
it
like
had
in the
very
middle of the
Super Bowl
game.
vibes. Yeah, just because it was methodical. No one had momentum. It was a very defensive game. But in like the early fourth quarter, I believe it was, the Bills broke it open.
That pick six. That was so insanely huge.
Yep. It was. I mean, it
And
was a literal game-changing play.
yeah, and then didn't Lamar get excuse me taken
Lamar,
out?
I believe Lamar got hit for a safety, which that score might be wrong. Hold on. No, it was 17-3. Hmm. I
I think
believe
they
it was a
called back the
safety.
safety. It was
Oh,
like
I think
at the
you're
one
right.
yard line or whatever.
I think you're right. But anyways, I mean, the Ravens had a good run this year, but I don't think they're going to make it that far in the future. They just don't seem like a team that can really push through. They felt like the Packers for honestly the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And I still feel the same way about the Packers that I do the Ravens. They're a team that's always going to be a contender, but can't really push forward to the Super Bowl more than once every 10 years.
If Lamar could throw the ball, that would really help out that team.
Or I don't
They really
know.
need to develop his arm.
I don't know if I said this on the pod or somewhere else or in like casual conversation to you,
Mhm.
but the NFL is now a passing league. It is not a running league. And
Yeah.
the Ravens took the NFL by storm by using Lamar Jackson as almost purely a power quarterback last year. But this year we kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
And they went
Everybody was
I mean
ready
they went
for it.
streaking on the second half of the season, but everyone kind of knew, okay, the Ravens' biggest threat is their run. So we need to attack that.
Yeah.
So, I don't
I
know.
mean, yeah, if they developed the passing game a little bit more, I think that would help. The defense didn't play terrible. I mean,
No.
both defenses kind of balled out. It was 17-3. Would have been 10-3 if there wasn't a defensive touchdown. So, yeah, very
Very
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
53
vibes.
vibes,
I didn't hate it. I mean, all football is good football in my opinion, but
pretty much. I was stressed because it was so close for so long, and then once the game started to break open, I was like, okay,
all right, we got it. We're good.
yeah.
I remember you
But
and I
the
texting back and forth. We're like, "Fuck! Like this
yeah,
needs like we need to break it open already."
pretty much. But I mean, I don't think the Bills have played that well in the playoffs, and they
They have
haven't had their
not.
best game, and they're gonna need to bring it. Gonna need to have their best game
In
next
the AFC
week,
Championship,
so that'll
yeah.
be huge.
But here's a cool thing that Bills Mafia, they've donated over $300,000 to Lamar Jackson's charity.
Like, okay, if I'm Lamar, I'm like, that's kind of brutal. But like, you can't say that
But
because they're donating money to a
I mean,
charity. Like, damn.
Bills fans after the games were like talking with them, like they were outside the fence and they were like, "Hey Lamar, like we're big fans." Like, there, I think this could be one of the teams, like the Patriots and Steelers, where we don't like love each other, but there's a lot of respect
Yeah,
for each team there.
I'm
Like the Patriots and the
unlike the
Steelers.
Titans and the Falcons or
Oh
the
God, Titans and the
Titans and
Ravens.
the Ravens.
There's no love there.
I think that's hilarious.
That's gonna be a good matchup for the next few years.
Definitely.
All right. Um, I don't even want to talk about this, but we have to. My brownies were burnt. It's over. The playoff dream has
It was a
ended.
great run. It was a great run.
We'll be back, I promise. We'll be back.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
reload, rearm, regroup. But the
Bi-
Browns lost to the Chiefs 22-15.
I'll say one thing before we actually talk about the game. Baker definitely solidified himself as like the Browns QB of the future,
Yep.
which he definitely needed to do. He needed to ball out this season, and he did. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
now that that's out of the way,
I completely agree in that the Browns, anyone who is like, oh shit, like is Baker worth the future? Yes,
yeah, now
wholeheartedly a
you can't say no
yes.
anymore.
He is
Yeah,
he is definitely worth the Patriots' future. But one of my friends in my chat goes 100%.
that is funny.
The brownie pun, dude. 100% thought you were switching gears and going to talk about a new baking hobby when you mentioned burnt brownies. I am so bad at cooking and baking. Last week, I believe it was like last Tuesday or something, I think I told you this. I tried to make Chinese food for my family. I tried to make spring rolls,
Mhm.
dumplings, and lo mein. And
That's
everyone really
heat.
liked the lo mein. I don't like lo mein that much, so it was like okay anyways.
Yeah,
Rest of it did not come out that good. And I was like, I'm just gonna leave this to the restaurants because I'm terrible at like actually cooking.
I've started cooking a lot more recently, like
Really,
since COVID. Yeah, I kind of like it. I like cooking.
I make quesadillas really good.
That's fire.
I have mastered. If it wasn't like 4:15 in the afternoon and I had my act together at all today, I would have made a quesadilla for lunch. It's my go-to.
It's good food.
Just shredded chicken, cheese like cheddar jack, and barbecue sauce. Sweet baby Ray's.
Oh, yum.
Money, money. It's
Oh,
not.
true. Do you think
Yeah,
that?
this is what I want to talk about. So, okay. One of my friends in my chat goes, I think the Chiefs player made a great play, and it's the only way he could have made the tackle in that time from that angle. So for me, I looked at it as a huge no call, and it just I didn't think it was. I thought it was a bad call. I thought it should have been targeting. I can see where he's coming from, and that the other like the angle of it, like making that play is hard, especially when he's diving at the angle he was. But at the same time, you can't lead with the crown of your helmet.
Yeah,
He
I
was
agree.
obviously leaning with the crown of his helmet, so whether or not he wanted to, it does not is irrelevant to what happened.
Yeah.
So I still think it should have been a penalty, and it would have
Hmm.
been a game-changing penalty that would have undone the fumble through the end zone. Unbelievably terrible rule, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the worst rules in
That
sports.
rule is the shittiest rule ever. And inside two
Yeah.
minutes, you can't advance the ball. Like on a fumble, you can't advance the ball on a fumble. So like, what if the Browns? So say the ball was fumbled on the 1 yard line, and it went into the end zone, and a Browns player picked it up and scored a touchdown. Then what? Then would they be ruled down on the 1 yard line?
Shit. Or would that be a touchback?
I don't know. That's what I'm
That is
saying.
weird. Has that ever happened? Shit. It's a terrible rule. Everyone like
Terrible rule.
Twitter
Yeah,
exploded.
terrible rule. Um, but another. I mean, there's a lot of head-to-head contact. Pat Mahomes got crushed.
Yeah, he
He,
did.
I think so. I told you earlier in the game when we were texting about it. I said this is gonna be like the St. Louis Blues against the Boston Bruins. In 2018 was it?
Hmm.
Yeah, because we were going for the trifecta.
Yeah,
So 2018 was a good year for Boston
that was a
sports.
good year. That was crazy.
Um,
At least Garrett kept his helmet on. Fair, fair. Damn,
Miles Garrett was
ruthless.
laboring that game, dude. He was hurt by the end of
Yeah,
it.
he's so good. He's really fucking good.
He's gonna. The Browns have it, man. If the Chiefs weren't going to be a dynasty for the next 10 years, the
Do you,
Browns, Bills, Ravens, maybe
what do you think is
Patriots
gonna
for a
happen
couple
with
years.
OBJ? Do you think he's gonna? Do you think they're gonna keep
I
him?
mean,
They kind of played better
I
without
think
him.
you know what they should do. They should take it so that they play the first couple games with them and see how it goes, and if it's obvious, okay.
Damn.
Okay, in our chat, Mason Rudolph still has a dent in his head looking like Tyler won in the photoshopped image headset dent. More like Timmy Tenders, dude. The Tim the
Mm,
Tap Man dent, the cracked egg.
those are funny.
So, anyways, like I was saying, the I think they should play a couple games with him, and if it's
Mhm.
obvious that like the numbers are a lot different, then they should look for a trade because he could do really well for a lot of teams like New England. But
Yeah.
you could definitely get a lot of trade value for him because he's a very talented player. He just might not fit in this system. Like the Browns just might have too many weapons.
Also,
Peoples Jones
Baker
is doing
needs to
really
stop
well.
forcing the ball to him because that's what the problem
Well,
was.
that was what the problem was.
It was just he was trying to make like they were trying to make him happy and like want to stay by getting him a lot of looks and a lot of touches, and it just wasn't like natural.
Right, right. I completely agree. So,
So
okay,
I don't know
all right. One of my other buddies goes, "This dude, I have scorching hot takes in my chat right now. Mark my words, Trevor Lawrence is going to the Patriots.
how, why.
Trade up. I wouldn't. Like I said, I would love Trevor Lawrence on the Patriots. I'm a huge Trevor Lawrence fan, but Ian, bro, you're wrong. I don't think that that could ever happen. He's just, if he's not taken at number one, he's gonna get taken at number two.
Hmm.
Like Justin Fields is not. I don't think he's good enough to be cemented as number one. I think he probably could be better at number one if he won the Natty.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Pass or
I
walk.
think
I mean, I don't think the Jets, if he doesn't go number one, which I think he will, he's probably gonna go number one. I don't think the Jets should draft him. I think they should
they should
draft
draft that
the
O
O
lineman.
lineman from Oregon.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um, but who knows? The Jets make bad decisions all the time. But maybe they want to get rid of um Sam Darnold, and so they would draft and then trade Darnold. I don't know, but
we'll see. We'll see what
I don't think
happens.
the Patriots are gonna get him.
No, I don't think so either. Um, but so my thing is with this game is that I wish the Browns play calling was a little bit weird because it was just kind of some wrong situation calls,
Yeah,
which I mean probably sounded right in the moment, but that's a big thing I paid attention to. I was like, this isn't like a good play calling situation. So I hope that they figure it out. But I mean, Stefanski. If I was Kevin Stefanski, I would hand over play calling at the half to the same guy.
yeah,
I'd be
low
like, all
key.
right. I'd be like,
I
I'm
mean, I
going up
just
to the box. Have a good game.
w- the punt there. I don't know if the punt was a good play.
It was 4th and 6. So the problem is, eh, and it was like on the 40-yard line. It was questionable. And then, but okay, I see the logic because they were like, no way Chad Henney's gonna run for like 35 yards, right?
Yeah,
It was unfortunate, but at the same time, I get it. I see the logic behind it.
yeah.
It makes
And
sense.
they did get lucky on some, like, 3rd and longs, and they did get some like, stupid, um, like, was it Hooper who caught that ridiculous, the tight
Yeah,
end who made that
yeah.
stupid grab on, like, 4th and 7 or whatever, like, that is, like, not gonna happen again, so
It was crazy.
that was weird. We did that at the same time. It's kinda cool.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. They had the game in the palm of their hand in the second half of the 4th quarter, and they kinda pissed it away,
yeah.
which
It was
sucks.
tough to watch. I mean, they simply the Chiefs defense stepped up in a huge way. Because there wasn't a
Yeah,
lot of momentum on the
they
side of
did.
there wasn't much momentum on the side of the Browns the entire game, and then it
Mhm.
kind of shifted in their favor after Mahomes got hurt and they scored, and then they got the ball back. But I mean, you had to convert like 3 4th downs just to
Yeah,
score one drive. Like the Chiefs defense wanted it more. They stepped up in a huge way, and if they make another Super Bowl run, like that'll be remembered.
yeah, and
Them
I
stepping
mean
up after Mahomes couldn't play for the rest of the game, like that's gonna be remembered.
yeah, and you don't you lose Mahomes, but you still have A
all of your other
ridiculous
weapons.
offense, so many weapons,
Right.
and, Chad
Chad Henne
decides to, like, be the best scrambling quarterback ever for, like, 2 plays.
converts a 3rd and 17 by scrambling.
I
I'm sorry,
I
gets
don't
a
know how that
4th and
happened.
inches.
I don't know how that happened. That
Oh,
was insane.
I was like, "Hit him!"
Yeah.
Whatever. But
Mahomes is definitely gonna play next week, though.
you think so?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Mysteriously passes through the protocol.
Yep. They're already saying, like, Andy Reid, they had a press conference, he was like, "Yep," he's like, "Doing great, he's on the right track, and, yep, hopefully he keeps feeling good." And then the next day, he was like, "Yep, he's, looking great, he's doing what he's gotta do, he's feeling great, all the right things."
That's crazy.
So, I think he's gonna be back, which is so dude, if you got a concussion in any high school sport, you were basically done for the rest of the season.
I was out for
It was
6
like
weeks on a minor
yeah,
concussion in junior year.
yeah,
The return process itself was almost 2 weeks.
yeah.
So,
It was crazy. You weren't even allowed to run at practice until,
no.
like, a month after. It was wild, and then they
Which
had you,
is
like
completely okay, but
yeah,
it's a
it's just
lengthy
crazy
process.
the
And now in the
difference.
NFL, you're like, "Oh yeah, you have a concussion. Go ahead."
Like, "Oh, you played Sunday night, you gotta be back, Thursday night?" "Yeah, I think we can make that work." Like, wow. Like, I get it, they have the best of everything, but there's no way that
Concussions don't they don't if you get a major
yeah.
concussion, you don't recover in 4 days.
Also, Mahomes was, like, on his phone right after the game when he tweeted, like your chat said, "Anything is possible."
Anything
He
is
tweeted that.
possible.
You're not supposed to, like, do that if you have a real concussion. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, all right. So we talked about playoff Tom Brady a little earlier. Let's talk about him a little more here. When he beat the Saints, was it 30-20 or was it 39-20?
I think it was 30-20,
I think it was
if I
30-20
remember
as well. It
correctly.
was 30-20. All right. So the Bucks beat the Saints 30-20. It was a very, very shitty way for Drew Brees to go out.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
unlucky. It sucked. It
Uh,
sucked to see
threw some pretty
it.
bad picks, like, really bad.
Threw for like 150 yards, 3 picks, 1 TD,
Didn't Michael Thomas have 0 catches?
0 catches, 0 yards.
Yeah, wild.
Slant
I think he
Daddy.
was hurt, though. Didn't wasn't he playing through a minor injury? That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true,
Yeah, I
but
think he's getting surgery. He was playing through several injuries. It was kind of like Patrice Bergeron in the year we lost to the Blues. He had fractured vertebrae, and we just didn't know. He got
that's ridiculous.
7 surgery. He had I was like, Brad Marchand was dead too. Big Z had the jaw shut.
Yeah,
Crazy, crazy
grit.
year. That
All-time
was
grit
grit.
right there.
And we've lost in 7. That's the thing.
Off a bullshit no call in game, like,
Don't,
5 or
don't,
6.
don't.
Haunts me.
Oh my god.
Um, but yeah, I don't even think the Bucks played that like, Tom Brady didn't play that well.
He played well. He didn't play incredible.
It wasn't a great game for him. He, like, played well enough to win, but that's not gonna fly next week.
No.
So,
You have
hopefully,
to
he can
play your
step
best
it up.
game to beat the most explosive offense right now.
Yeah,
I'd like to say this. Tom Brady, please disable the Packers franchise like you did to the Falcons. Please, thank you.
I'd be okay with that.
Just completely ruin the entire franchise. I would like to see another 28-3, just so you can
That'd
do
be
that.
awesome. Yeah, and then you can lose to the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yep. Roll Bills.
Roll Bills.
Yeah,
That yeah, I mean, it was an alright game. The entire all the games this week, I wasn't very excited,
I was
except
excited for the Browns game
the
because I just
Browns
wanted to see
Chiefs
I
game.
just wanted to see that.
Yeah, and then I got really sad after it. But the Bucks Saints game, I don't know. I didn't feel any like I wasn't on the edge of my seat ever really.
The Bucks felt like they had control of the game.
Yeah,
Well,
I
because
felt
Drew
that.
Brees passed for 100 yards is why they.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was cool the moment they Tom and Drew had after the game though.
yeah, I saw that.
Talking, hanging out, Tom Brady throwing some dots to his kids.
Yeah,
Uh
I'm gonna miss Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He in my mind was always just a quarterback I liked.
Yeah. I agree.
He was someone like I was like, wow, like I didn't realize how long he played in the NFL for. But
Yeah.
he's only a year and a half younger than Tom Brady.
I mean,
Um,
definitely Hall of Fame,
yeah, 100%.
for sure. And
Incredible
his
talent.
shoulder's just destroyed. He
Yeah,
can't throw the ball at all.
yeah. I mean, I completely understand why he's retiring at this point. It's just hard. Like it's just hard.
Yeah. The one play Jameis Winston comes in, he throws a like bomb of a touchdown
Yeah,
off that trick play.
that was
But
pretty cool though. I like
yeah,
seeing that.
it's his shoulders just he can't throw the football in.
It's
It's
fucked.
been getting worse and worse for the past few years, and this was like the one last push.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
So
Um,
let's
hard
kick it
to
to
know.
Championship Sunday, which I'm actually
Yeah.
really excited for. Not like really, really excited for, but some good games.
Yeah.
So in the afternoon, we have Tom Brady and the Bucks taking on Drew Brees and the Packers at Lambeau.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. You
Oh,
said Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Stuck on him, man.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think I have the Bucks. I'm pretty sure the Bucks are
Yeah.
gonna win this.
Yeah, and they're so slept on. Nobody's talking about the Bucks, which is like ridiculous.
Well, I think it's because the Bucks have kind of had to grind to win their 2 games
Yeah,
so far.
that's fair. And
But
I mean, one of them was against the Washington football team, so makes
the
sense, I
football
guess.
team
But
brought a fire to that game.
they
Ta-
did. They play out of
Taylor
bad.
Heineke played like he wanted a job next season, so
Yeah,
I think I have the Bucks winning this.
I know the Bucks too. It's playoff Tom Brady, man.
It thus I introduce the Brady effect.
Yep.
Like it's crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. People also forget. I'm seeing this in the chat. Dolphins have pick number 3. Because
Seriously?
yeah, they
Oh
got it in a
shit.
trade. Pick 3. I think it's via Houston. No, maybe Cincy. I don't remember. But yeah, they have pick number 3. They'll probably trade it, honestly. But and then at night we have the Chiefs taking on the Bills. Roll Bills.
I think the Bills can win this game.
The Bills
They
can
just
win
got to
this game.
play. They haven't played their best game yet, and I think if they come out and play it, they can win. And Mahomes, I don't think is going to be playing his A game, and I think the Bills are a more complete team. I think their offense isn't as good, but their defense is a lot better.
Yeah,
So
I think that's the difference. I think in this, I think the Bills' offense is just as explosive as the Chiefs' offense, and I think the Bills' defense is bend not break,
mhm.
and the Chiefs' defense can be disabled.
Yeah, I agree.
So if the Bills just need to bend not break, and they'll be in a much better spot to win that game than the
Yeah,
Chiefs are. But so I have Bucks Bills Super Bowl. I went. Here's a stat, sabermetrics. I went 0 for 2 in the afternoon and 2 for 2 at night this weekend.
ooh, damn, that's interesting.
So I had the Bills and Bucks, but
I think that would be an insane Super Bowl. Two teams that like haven't been successful in a long time.
roll Bills, baby. I know everyone's like, how can you not root for Tom Brady? Like, I can root against Tom Brady for freaking Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs
Yeah,
and the
hell yeah,
Bills. We love the Bills.
pretty much.
So I know the MLB is in the off season right now, but finally it started to heat up a little bit. Thank God, because I'm losing my mind as a baseball fan. A few headlines here. The Blue Jays have locked and loaded their offense.
Yeah, oh my
In the
gosh.
last 24 hours, they've signed both George Springer and Michael Brantley. Two players the Red Sox were thinking of, were interested in. We'll get to that.
Interesting.
The Nationals signed John Lester. I didn't even realize John Lester was still in the league.
He's been playing baseball since I was like 5.
Right. Wasn't he on the '07 team for the Sox?
Yep.
Wow. Um, in other Red Sox news, Dustin Pedroia is not going to try to return. He's done. Fortunately, I
Well,
think it was his time, but
yeah. I think they should give him a job in player development.
there's no question they will. No
That's
question
kind
they
of
will.
what he's been doing the past few years anyways,
Right.
I think.
He's been mentoring. Like I listened to Michael Chavis on Section 10,
Mhm.
and he was saying that's what he did. Like he helped me a lot as a second
Yeah.
baseman, as a first baseman. Like that's what he did. He helped like undescribable knowledge from him. So
One of the greats, man.
he is one of the greats. I honestly think he could be in the Hall of Fame.
I think so too.
Incredible,
Stud.
was a stud. He gives me Edelman vibes. Him and Edelman could be best buddies.
I feel that. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Like grinders, short dudes who are grinders. Have really
Yeah,
good
I
beards.
love that. Fire beards. Some handsome
um,
men.
so I want to hear your take on this. This is so Mets, dude. I can't like I can't even look at it with a straight face. The Mets have fired their general manager, Jared Porter, after he sent 62 unresponded texts, one of which was an unsolicited dick pic.
I feel weird like double texting sometimes, man.
I don't want to double text ever. If I double text you, you're either the most important part of my life or something's wrong.
Yeah. Yep. The only time I'll really double text is like this isn't even like just with girls. Like this is with like anything. If like following up with someone, I hate doing that. Like if I'm like, "Yo, hey, you think you can do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And they like haven't done it yet. I hate like bringing that back up. And the only other time I'll really double text is like if someone hasn't responded in a while and like I thought they would have, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I'm texting my girlfriend, she like doesn't respond for a bit. I'm like, "Hey, like you good? Something happened? What's up?" So like that.
yeah.
But 62, man.
And I want to put this out there for every single guy in the world. You should be sent to Alcatraz if you send an unsolicited dick pic.
Nobody wants that.
No, literally, there are zero people in the world who enjoy getting that.
Yeah,
I promise you. So
icky.
please
It's not very hard.
do is do us a freaking favor and just. It's not hard. It's not hard.
I feel like after maybe text like 5, like I wonder where the picture.
Even if you're like a psycho, like
Yeah, I
after
wonder
like
where the
text like
picture
5.
was. Was the picture like maybe in the first 2 texts? Or was it like text number like 45?
Here we go. Here we go. Here's some good takes in the chat. Ready? The penis does not photograph well. No girl has ever been turned on by a random dick pic. Boom. Nailed it.
Facts.
Nailed it.
Facts. Yeah,
Nailed it.
maybe it was hard. That's funny. It's just like a like
I don't even know what to say. Like,
especially when he wasn't the GM at the time, but he was in like a pretty power he was in like a higher ranking position in a baseball organization, and this was like technically someone who could benefit from having like a professional relationship with him. So like that just like the power imbalance right there just makes it super scummy. Like
it's
even
bad.
more
It's just
than it
shitty.
is. Yeah.
So,
Don't do that, guys.
please don't.
Just like don't take pictures of like it's not good. Like what is a solicited picture of that? I don't think I've
Well, it's
interacted
okay.
with
I think it's
anyone who's like,
if you're like talking that way. Not that I have either,
yeah,
but I'm just saying
ew. I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh,
because like like you're like who was it? Uh, the penis does not photograph well. Yes, well said. It's
W.
weird.
Good take.
Yep,
But
we're gonna get demonetized.
we are so getting demonetized.
Oh wait, we're not
Wait.
monetized in the first
Wait.
place.
Anyone in my chat, if you do exclamation point YouTube, get the link to our channel.
Where we post. This is our 21st episode of doing this. Damn,
Woo!
21. That's
21.
fire.
That's a lot.
There's a lot.
Our final baseball headline of the day. The NL Central is chalked. No one is making any moves at all in the NL Central. Zero. Sucks, but whatever.
Yep.
All right, let's kick it to a little segment before we get to our final topics of the day. I want to ask you, what are you listening to? Podcasts, music, other audio. What what is Benny listening to this week?
All right. So, first off, big part of my take guy. I love all their content. So I listen to basically every single one of their episodes, in the shower, when I'm driving. I used to be a big music in the shower guy. Now I'm a big podcast in the
I'm a
shower guy.
huge podcast in the shower guy.
Um, Another good podcast, the Pat McAfee Show. Super smart guy he's really funny. I think the greatest punter in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. Um, Really, really knowledgeable about the game of football. Has some good takes. A lot of great guests. So that's awesome. He's really funny too. And the new thing I've been listening to is like SoundCloud remixes of rap songs
Okay.
with like mashups of
Okay.
rap songs and like popular pop songs.
It's like
I
almost like an
love
album
love
mix.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like EDM rap,
I like
like
that.
dance rap.
Yeah, I get
It's like
that.
party music. I love it. So I think that's fun.
I dig that.
What about you?
So for me, I'm again a huge podcast guy. Um, Most recently, I've been listening to a lot of the Courage and Nade Shot show. I've been following them since they started, and I've listened to like
Sweet.
every episode. Awesome, because like they just had an F1 driver on, Lando Norris, who drives for
Yeah.
McLaren, and so he was able to talk about like two of my favorite things in the whole world, like huge streamer, huge F1 driver. Um, and it's just great. And another mashup, I'm also listening to the May Contain Action Pod with Action Jackson and Trevor May. It's great to
Sweet.
hear about like professional baseball and full-time streaming and stuff like that. So, and
Yeah,
they always have a content creator on who I've heard of via another content creator or someone else, but
that's awesome.
it's good stuff. And
Yes,
in
sir.
terms of music, this is gonna be so cringe, but I've been listening to like the happy like EDM mixes on YouTube, like the like 3 hour ones that you just put on and don't worry
Yeah.
about. Like those are perfect for like when I'm streaming and don't want to like go through songs in DMCA and stuff.
hmm No, I agree with you.
No
Yeah.
copyright mix. Boom.
NCS. Those guys are
Mm,
fire.
NCS I feel like is synthy for me.
That's fair.
Um, I like a lot of like deeper stuff. That's just more like background, like how do I even put it? Like almost like a coffee shop, but not really.
Yo, I don't know if they're non-copyright. There probably are, but lo-fi hip hop beats to like relax and study
Yeah,
to. That is like the perfect ambiance.
ambiance.
But yeah, I just do NCS because
Yeah,
well, what I would prefer is like a 2 hour YouTube video or like a 2 hour like MP3 file that I can just
right,
play through instead of having to like skip ads and like go through and pick different videos because
right,
like I'm lazy.
right. I get it.
So yeah,
All right. So do we want to talk what little gaming news there is?
yeah, let's do it.
All right. C9 or Cloud9 White, their women's team, has beat Renegades Valorant 13-4 in a quali match.
Smoked them.
Absolutely rolled and smoked,
Sheesh.
which is awesome. The only other professional women's team I know of right now is CLG Red, who does Counter Strike. So it's kind of the same thing. But it's just awesome to see. Like women in esports shouldn't be any different than men in esports. And I don't think it is. I
Mhm.
think it's just like they were all like friends and like bonded together and like started a team, and then they all got
Yeah,
signed,
that's
which
sweet.
is awesome. Like I would love to see 100 Thieves Black, 100 Thieves Red, but they won't do that, Master.
Yeah,
Big boys. But
it's expensive.
Hitman 3 has launched today. Congrats on launch day to the devs of Hitman 3. I've never played the Hitman games, but you showed me a video before we recorded. That game looks
Yeah,
freaking beautiful.
it's like stunning. And the thing about those games is the worlds are so like interactable. Everything is um can like influence the world. There's so many things that you can pick up. Um Everything is fair play really, and the point of the game is to like kill, assassinate people without getting caught and all that stuff. So I watch a YouTuber, Modest Pelican. He's like a satire, funny gaming channel. He does like GTA, um, a lot of GTA content, some Red Dead, Hitman, stuff like that. And he did a Hitman 3 video, and the game looks gorgeous. It's like it's basically just classic Hitman with some new things added, new maps, new missions, and some really, really, really good graphics.
Yeah, it looks great. I hope they turn ray tracing on for it soon. Um,
RTX on.
Gaming right now is not that alive. There's not much
Yeah.
going on.
No, there isn't. Oh, um, did we already talk about? We did. Ubisoft announcing the Star Wars open
Yes,
world game.
that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga has been. I think there's an official release date for that. It's like March 11th. Dude, I'm so pumped for that
I'm
game.
actually pumped
I'm
too.
I'm buying it, no question. And there's over 800 playable and non-playable characters. So we don't know how many of them are going to be playable and how many of them are NPCs, but there's 800 and there's like 23 planets, 28 total locations. Like
Bungie, step up your fucking game.
I love Lego Star Wars. Those games were like my childhood, and now they're like growing up with me, you know. They're gonna it's like the type of game I already play, but
Haha.
like Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's sweet.
All right. The last thing I want to talk about for gaming and for the episode is so this is some Overwatch League juice. An LA, the LA Valiant, a team owned by Immortals, was like allegedly sold off to a Chinese team, or it's like a Chinese org, and so they were basically gonna drop their entire roster, sign it all, sell it off, and then sign an all Chinese roster with the new owners. There's a lot surrounding that, and I don't know if anyone in my chat has followed it closer than me, but there's a lot surrounding it, and it's like not like it's not good. Not because it's being sold off to a Chinese team, it's like because it's it's dangerous to drop all those players like that. Because those
Yeah.
players didn't know. They weren't really told. And
Yeah,
so
it
it's just
sucks.
not right to that like there's already a ton of stress on people in the esports industry to like keep their jobs and keep their like especially in the Overwatch League, there's a ton of turnover. You'll get like
Yeah.
one season in the league and if you're not a superstar, you'll get dropped. So it's incredibly hard to keep a job in that league and even worse with this situation. So hopefully all these players are able to find a job somewhere, or with someone or doing content. So
Yeah,
I wish all the
damn.
best to them. And if these rumors are true, then I've lost all my respect for that team because I used to love Immortals. They were my team before 100 Thieves, but
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't be able to support them the same
No, definitely not.
if that happens. So I believe
Mm.
that'll wrap it up.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
That hell of an episode.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing this.
Me too. I
I
was
think the 1 week uploads are gonna be good. Those are
I
gonna be
think so
good.
too. I think you are right.
Cause I was already thinking about it like before we talked it out. I was like, man, we should do like a like Tuesday and Friday or like try to like make it so that there's more to talk about. But I think just doing it week by week is gonna be
Yeah.
a lot better.
Especially on campus trying to figure stuff like that out. So
Yeah, yeah.
I think it makes sense.
So yeah, as we head on our way out here, I am Michael. That is Benny. Make sure to follow our Twitter at CageLionsPod. Make sure to follow our TikTok at CageLionsPod. You can find me on Twitter at Senior Brand or at Ultraviolet Game. You can find me on Twitch at Ultraviolet Game as well. I'll be going live tonight to play something that I don't know. Might play Balloons
Figured out.
TD. Might play Balloons TD6 for 4 hours. Who knows?
Hell yeah.
Might play
Fun game.
Fall Guys for 5 hours. Who knows? Might even grind out some Valorant or Overwatch. I don't know. We'll figure it
Hell
out.
yeah.
But plug your socials.
You can find me twitch.tv/PECKUEDG. You can find me on Twitter at Benjamin Mulry and at something else on Cage Lions Pod. And yeah, YouTube, Cage Lions Pod, Cage Lions Official. Follow it up.
Yes, sir.
Give us suggestions. Let us know what to do. We're having fun. We're gonna keep doing it.
Yep. And 1 week from today, we'll be on campus. Maybe over the
Shit.
weekend we should do like a mini show of like packing, like college
That
preview.
would be cool.
So stay
Yeah.
on the lookout for that.
College preview.
We might get that. We might
Yeah.
get that in the mix. So we're working on getting over to Spotify, Apple, Google, all that stuff. But it's really complicated, so we're working on it. So
And I think once we're settled in, I'm gonna really start ripping a bunch of stuff and putting it on TikTok because that'll be good. And I'll just go into the VODs and do it from there.
yeah, for sure.
It'll be easy.
All right.
So yeah.
And as we kick it on episode 21, our last episode at home, we say thank you. Say like, sub if you would like. Comment what you want us to talk about next episode. And we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Peace.